Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we're your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, fashion, health, wellness, and sex.
Yeah, mostly sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place. Go right to our website, anthonyvincentsalon.com. Click away and listen today.
You'll be glad you did.
Oh, yes, you will be.
Oh, we have a great show today.
Don't we always?
Yes, of course we do. And we're going to find out why women prefer taller men.
Oh, I think I know the answer to that.
Yeah, well, save it.
I'm not going to say a word.
And then we're going to teach you.
Me?
Not you personally. Well, have you ever been on a bad date?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, we're going to tell you how to escape a bad date in a restaurant.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, everyone's still keeping their dignity.
Oh, that's cool.
But first, today, this weekend, is the anniversary of the World Wide Web being created in 1990.
You know, it's interesting that you said 1990 because it's actually, and here I go, I'm going to correct you, it's 1989.
Right, but it debuted in 1990.
No. Okay, you win. You always win.
I never win.
You're the smartest.
No, I never
You're
win.
the smartest man I know.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web in 1989, about 20 years after the first connection was actually established. Did you know that?
So was it 1989 or 1969?
Oh.
Or 1990?
You know what?
So you see?
It's a whole bunch of different times, but the most important thing is that it's actually there and it's at our fingertips and we can look up anything we want and have an answer within a moment.
Really?
And that's the most important thing.
Can you look up like the want ads for me?
Did you need something?
Yeah.
What do you need?
A co-host?
Oh,
New co-host?
sure. I can find you a new co-host. I have no problem with that.
Oh, no, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, you stay right there behind that microphone.
Behind what?
The microphone.
The microphone.
Get me all riled up here. I can't twist
Don't
my
you
tongue.
worry about a thing. I'm going to stay right by your side.
Yeah, thanks.
That's right.
I can hardly wait.
Hey, if you don't want me to, I can leave.
Tell me more about Mike Menard over here.
Mike Menard.
Whatever his name is.
Tim Berners-Lee.
That's the one that I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. Okay. Tim was a software engineer at CERN, which was a large particle physics laboratory near Geneva, Switzerland. And he, with I'm sure some other people also, invented this, what we know is today, established the internet, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. And now, because of him and all these wonderful software engineers, look what we can do.
That's right. I actually ask you to look something up for me on the internet every day.
You ask me multiple times a day.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you do. I'm constantly looking up. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy to do it.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
That's why we're a good team.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Don't go away. Don't touch that dial.
Don't do anything.
Don't
Just
go
listen.
to the bathroom.
Unless you're Anthony.
We'll be right back. And we're going to let you know why the taller you are, the safer she feels.
Oh.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got lips? Want that perfect pout? Find the hue that's right for you. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Shape, stain, and shimmer. Same shade. Say hello to beautiful.
Email us now from anthonyvincentsalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Do you know there's a book out on toilet yoga?
Why? Why are you doing this every single week? You discuss the toilet. Your head is like in the toilet.
I don't know. It's I just came across this. We're talking about the internet, so I looked up yoga, and toilet yoga came up. For everyone who poos, there is toilet yoga.
Yoga. Toilet yoga.
Yes.
Okay, yoga.
Yes.
All right.
And, like all classy ladies, and I know that they don't do number 2. But if we're being honest, what goes in must come out.
That is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But I see no reason why we have to discuss it constantly on the air. You just like it.
No,
You
this
like
just
talking
came
about
up.
poop. Yeah, it came up or came out.
Yeah. Well, toilet yoga, a book that demonstrates poses and maneuvers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Anthony.
It's to help you when you have trouble
Pooing?
pooing, yes. I didn't realize that there are multiple skill levels ranging from a 1 bowl and going all the way up to 5 bowls.
5 what?
What the hell do you eat to get
What?
like 5 bowls of poop?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So
This is actually a whole book about this?
it's a book. It's called Toilet Yoga. If you're interested.
I'm not. I have no reason to even. Oh, no.
All right.
Stop.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to point that out to you.
Thank you. And everybody else thanks you too. Thank you so much.
So, okay, getting back to a cleaner subject.
Okay.
Do you know if you are washing your face correctly?
I hope I'm washing my face correctly.
Yeah.
Why? Is there a way to wash your face?
There is a way to
Besides
wash
just splashing it with water and putting.
soap.
Well, not necessarily
It's
soap.
not
I don't-
soap and water. That's
I don't
no-no.
actually use soap, but on my face. But tell me, there's a way.
There's actually an art
There's an art to washing your face.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And the most important thing is making sure your face is clean, toned, and moisturized before you
Absolutely.
put any makeup on or before you go to bed.
Of course.
And a lot of people don't know this, but your skin rejuvenates naturally while you sleep.
Oh yes, but so does your body.
Your whole body rejuvenates itself,
yes. Sleep is key to rejuvenation, to healing, to making us well. Sleep is very, very important. We know that. We've had this conversation about sleep.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to, eat heavily before you go to bed.
And that's the reason why you want to check everything at the door. You don't want your computer on.
Your
You don't want your
phone.
phone on. You don't want your television on when you sleep because you want to be able to actually catch those Z's.
And rejuvenate your skin.
Okay, so let's talk about the art of washing your face.
Yes. Wash your face with lukewarm water and a cream cleanser.
Yes. And you know why a cream cleanser? So you don't dry it out.
That's right.
Yes.
You know what else dries out your skin?
Tell me.
Well, warm water helps lift the dirt out of your skin, but hot water can be too drying.
Yes.
And the cream cleansers are more hydrating.
Yes, they are.
So, after washing your face, dab your face with a towel. Don't rub it. It'll stretch your skin and lead to wrinkles and sagging.
That's correct. So you always want to dab. One thing I do want to say, though, for you ladies and gentlemen out there who have oily skin, because some of you do, when you're using a cream cleanser, just make sure that it's oil-free so that you don't have any buildup or clogged pores.
Yeah. And you don't have to use a cream cleanser if you're oily. But
Well, no, you don't have to, but you can, and they do make them so that they don't, because oily skin can still get dry. Did you know that?
In that T-zone area.
Well, no, the T-zone is the oily part.
Oh,
But
that's right. Just correct me in front of all these thousands
I
of
can't
people.
help myself. Sometimes it's just so much fun. And then your little face gets all scrunchy and it's so cute.
I made that mistake on Perfect.
Oh, yeah. He's unbelievable.
Okay, so for your T-zone, take a cotton ball, dip it into the toner, and wipe it around your face, and focusing on the problem areas. So,
Dab.
Dab, yes. If you have an oily T-zone, toner is a huge help. But I'll tell you, it's amazing. I'm 40 years old. I look 20.
He looks 20.
Yeah, I prefer applying toner with an atomizer or a spray bottle.
Okay.
And I have not used soap on my face.
You know, everybody, you should see the beauty products this man has. The lineup of stuff my co-host has. That's why he looks 20.
My sister is an executive for a very famous skincare company.
So she gives you all the
I
stuff?
get all the latest stuff.
You get all the stuff from her?
And I am hired to test these products out.
And that's why he looks so good. That's why.
So you're right. I do use a cream cleanser, and I don't particularly care for the cream. For me, and maybe it's because I'm Italian and I eat a lot of olive oil and
You
garlic.
just wash your face in garlic, huh?
So I don't prefer a cream cleanser, but if you're a girl, you probably would. And I do tone. I have a toner. It's
I know you do.
yeah, and I will spray it on, and
And then he moisturizes. And let me just tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. He moisturizes. And then a little while later, his eyes start to burn. And then we see him running over to the sink to wash his eyes out because the moisturizer's in his eyes. It's true.
it is true.
I know.
It is true. I probably use a little too much.
All the
But what do I
moisturizer's in
know?
his
I take a
eyes.
squirt and I rub it on there. I don't pay attention.
Now you know about the art.
Well, yes.
We're going to learn about the art now.
Well, serum. I also use a serum. And serum,
course you do.
I actually think it's the serum that's burning my eyeballs.
It's possible.
Because it's like juice, for your skin.
Yeah, and you don't want the juice in your eyes.
Right. So,
Keep the juice out of your eyes.
you should use 1 or 2 pumps, not 6 like me.
Oh, yeah.
And,
This is a case where too much is not good.
That's right. That is true. But, I'm in a hurry.
I understand.
I just get it, I squirt it and slap it
got it.
on.
We got
It's
it.
a guy thing.
We know.
Girls take much more time.
Yes, we do.
And you'll look great.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing about serums is that any specific issue that you have with your skin, they make a serum for it. Anti-aging, moisturizing, redness, whatever your problems are. Or you could mix your serum in with your moisturizer. And that's what I do.
That is something that's really awesome. You can do that. And another thing you can do if you don't actually have a serum, you can just mix some vitamin E oil in with your moisturizer and you're creating your own serum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really cool thing too.
And ladies, don't forget your eye cream. The under eye area is the thinnest part of your skin, so it's desperate for moisture.
And when applying, pat. Do not rub because the under eye area, as Anthony just said, is extremely, extremely fragile.
Yes, it is.
You do not want to rub this area. You will stretch it. You will wrinkle it. Pat. Gently pat.
And if you're putting on makeup afterwards, guys, wait a couple of minutes so that cream can sink in.
Absolutely.
You'll be glad you did.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here? You ever been on a bad date?
Yeah?
Tell me about it.
No.
Come on.
Come on. All right. So I went on this bad date. It was years and years ago. It was so long ago that I actually forget most of it, but I do remember how funny it was. And I remember my sister saying to me, you can go out with him again. It's okay if his shoes were that awful. I'm like, no, these shoes were so bad that anybody that has that kind of really bad taste, I can't even go out with. I mean, that's how long ago it was. But aside from anything, he had so much jewelry on. He was wearing more jewelry than me. And he had a little bit of an attitude. And he just kept wanting me to get drunk.
Was he metrosexual?
I don't know if he was metrosexual.
Well, he wanted you to get drunk because he was trying to get a little something.
Possibly, but I don't know. He just kept, he didn't want us to eat. He wanted us to just drink.
Ah.
Yeah, so.
Now, 2-drink limit.
Oh, I know.
That's my recommendation.
I
All the young girls.
know.
that-
Speaking of the two drink limit, so we're at an event, remember? We were at this event.
Yeah.
And we're speaking with these people, and we were having lunch, and it was a lovely, lovely time. And you were there, and I was there, and all these lovely people were there, and the wine was really good. And I decided I wanted to order another one. Okay. All right. Let me just tell you guys. Never, never, never be out with Anthony Vincent here and try and go over your 2-drink limit, okay, if you're me, okay, because he would just not do it. And the waitress looked at me and she said, do you want it? And I go, I do. And he just looked right at me. He goes, no, she doesn't. And she can't have it. And it was like, oh my God. I kicked him underneath the table, but it was highly embarrassing. I'll never do that again.
It wasn't highly embarrassing. It was an event that you can talk about forever. It was a business meeting.
Yes, it was.
We were with TV people.
Yes, we were.
We want to put our most professional foot forward.
I was not drunk.
And I was going to make sure you didn't get that way.
Yes. It was very funny, though. Very funny. So anyway, we're talking about this bad date. I've been on a few of them, but what are you getting at with it?
Well, all right.
We've all been on bad ones. I know I've heard of some of your bad dates.
Oh, yeah, I had some bad ones.
Hellish.
Yeah.
Smelly hair, smelly body.
Never dated a smelly body. Would have never made it that far.
I thought you did.
The smelly hair was a blind date. It wasn't her day to shampoo.
I know. Oh, that was great.
So, okay, you're sitting there at the table. You're suffering through another awful date. The conversation's going nowhere. It's clear that there is zero chemistry. And the last thing you want to do is sit there for another hour. So what do?
You get a phone call.
That you're absolutely right.
Yeah, right?
Or,
oh my God. I excuse me for just one moment. And you have a phone call that's an emergency.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Or you could escape through the back door or the bathroom window.
Oh, no. I don't think you leave without saying goodbye.
Yeah, that's downright cruel, isn't it?
Escaping is not what you need to do. You need to actually, just so that nobody loses face here, because there's
That's
no
right.
reason for that.
Yeah.
You just merely say to the guy or gal, I'm sorry, I'm getting a call. That happened, or, anything. You can come up with absolutely anything, but there's no reason to just run out.
That's right.
Run out on the poor person.
You want to keep you and your date's dignity intact.
Absolutely.
And that's what a lot of people do. They fake an emergency. Mm-hmm. Some people work out an elaborate plan, to have a friend text them, and then they claim that the text was about an emergency, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And
but I think that's fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be elaborate. It's like, hey, text me in an hour after this thing starts. And if I send you back a K, that means kill me now. Okay? I must get out of here. Mm-hmm. And, I'm going to meet you somewhere so that we can continue our evening.
So you can get sick. Excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, don't come back for about 10 minutes.
Oh, then that's embarrassing.
Yes. Then when you walk back
then it looks like
table,
you're pooping, yoga pooping.
You just have this poop thing on your mind.
Yeah, it's always
What
on my
is it
mind.
about
Yeah,
you? Always...
it's because of you.
Okay.
You make me feel like I need to. Hey, stop shaking your head there.
Well, I mean, that's awful. I mean, that you'll guarantee the end of that conversation. But some people spill something on themselves, and nobody.
Oh, I would never do that.
Nobody wants to go out with a giant stain on their shirt.
Think about that for just a minute. You're not having a good date, but you're going to meet your friend later. So you purposely ruin your outfit to get away from this guy? Oh, gosh.
Okay,
no.
well, I didn't say all of these ideas were good ideas.
Yeah, I don't think, and who wants to sit in something gross?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want to spill something on yourself?
Never.
Of course
I don't have that many shirts that
I
I
know.
can afford a
Oh,
stain on.
stop it. Stop it.
All right. But most of all, be honest. If it's clear that the date just isn't working, it's probably clear to your date too. So say something like, I don't feel this date is going very well. We don't have much in common. I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Well, now
And
that's perfect.
That's the right
if
thing to
you
do.
can do that. If you really feel like you're going to hurt the person's feelings, though, an emergency works.
Yeah, be nice. Okay.
But always
you're
nice.
Right. And you know what? And if you're going to do that, lay down a $20 bill, for your half and then just go.
Absolutely. Don't expect, that's a big thing. Don't expect the person to pay for everything that you've already consumed.
Yeah.
Be fair.
Absolutely.
Definitely be fair. So I would definitely do
that way he won't talk about you and about
well,
whatever.
whether he talks about you or not is not going to even be the issue. It's how you feel about yourself.
That's right.
It's all about what you do.
And what I recommend is don't go out on a date with to dinner or a movie when you don't know them.
No, meet for coffee.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Starbucks is the number one place to meet. You meet at Starbucks at a certain time. That way you have your car. And you can leave anytime you want. You meet, you have a cup of coffee, you have a croissant.
I was going to say croissant.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
No. Yeah, I know. Because it's us.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, keep it simple. Keep
Yeah.
it simple.
and if the conversation is going nowhere, give it a little time because you could both be nervous. And if you see that there's no chemistry and you see that there's nothing to talk about, then you just get up and you say, it was so very, very nice meeting you. It was a pleasure. I got to see a friend about a horse and leave.
Giddy up.
So now it depends also how tall the guy is.
Now, why does it depend on height? That I'd like to know.
Well, the taller you are, the safer a woman feels.
Is that true?
Yeah, and there's actually a study that finds that women really do prefer taller men.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So-
So where is this study from?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
You tell me.
It's from the Journal of Family Issues.
Okay. Okay. I thought that was funny.
That's a real journal. That was the study.
Okay.
And, the next time, like, you're out there and you see a special lady and she catches your eye, you don't want to ask yourself, am I tall enough to be her man? So,
Well, I don't even understand what that actually means. Am I tall enough to be her man?
well, if you're, what do they call that? Vertically challenged?
Vertically challenged.
Vertically challenged.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah.
Vertically challenged. I guess there must be horizontally challenged too.
There might be.
I think some people are just challenged, Anthony.
I married a girl that was horizontally challenged. It was on the honeymoon. She said to me, true story, I don't really like that. I says, you couldn't have told me yesterday?
Oh, that's great.
A true story.
I know.
Very,
I've heard
very
this.
true. Yeah.
I know.
Anyway, the Journal of Family Issues found that most women are just not willing to settle for shorter guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I've actually heard this. A couple of girls have said to me, I can't go out with him again. And I say, why? He's too short.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean he's too short? What do you mean? I mean, how short is he? Is he up to your elbow or, what, No, I mean, we can look into each other's eyes, but he's too short. They want somebody taller.
Mm-hmm.
So this is interesting, this study.
Yeah, it really is. And researchers from two colleges collected data from online dating ads posted by 455 men and 470 women across the country. The men averaged 36 years of age with an average height of 5'8".
Okay.
The women averaged 35 years of age with an average height of 5'4". And from those dating ads, a resounding 49% of women said that they only wanted to date a taller guy.
So the 5'4" woman and the 5'8" man, that's the average?
That was the average. And I'm just under 6 foot.
See, and this makes me a little nervous. I'm 5'8" myself.
Yeah, and as I'm getting older, I'm shrinking a little bit.
You haven't shrunk yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Standing next to me, you're taller than I am. So, and I'm 5'8".
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's interesting. So that's the average.
That's the average.
Wow.
So, well, you and I are above average,
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. And they also found that the number of women who preferred taller men ticked upward to like over 55%.
Wow. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And
Very interesting.
the researchers ultimately...
But wait, let me ask you this though. What's the reason they want the taller man?
Well, okay. They concluded that the ladies prefer guys with more body length simply because they feel more protected by them.
What's going to happen to them?
So,
What are they worried about?
Does this mean that women prefer length over girth or width?
Ooh, now that's an interesting question, but definitely for another show.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward.
Okay. And anyway, one female in the study said that she doesn't want to look down into a man's eyes. You know, she wanted the ability to wear heels and still be shorter than her date.
Okay.
And she wanted to reach up and give her date a hug, among her reasons for preferring taller men.
Okay, I can understand that. I can certainly understand that. But if you like to be with somebody and you like their company and you find yourself falling in love with somebody,
It doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
But you're not going to fall in love on the first date or two.
No, but you're going to have a connection.
Yeah, and
You know if you have a connection or if you don't.
Mhm.
You know, and I guess at that moment, if he's too short, you're not going to have a connection.
Well, you know, that the masculine ability to offer that physical protection is clearly connected to gender stereotypes of men as protectors.
Okay,
It goes
but
right
you know,
down to back to the caveman.
you know, but the thing is that I don't necessarily think the man necessarily needs to be much taller. He can be wider.
Yes.
He could have bigger arms and shoulders because typically men do. And, you know, I mean, so if he is a little bit shorter, he can certainly work out and build those arms up and still make her feel safe.
Do you know that the average bodybuilder champion is only 5'8"?
I did not know that, but
The guys with the biggest muscles and the greatest physiques are shorter.
interesting.
And it's part of, you know, whatever their...
Their body makeup is.
Yeah, right. Well, the shorter guys are a little more compact. Their muscles get bigger, faster, and better.
Although Arnold Schwarzenegger was humongous and he is definitely very tall.
Yes, he was the exception to the rule.
Okay. And he was really big at one point.
yes,
And
yes.
I don't know how
and
he is
even
now.
to this day, bodybuilders strive to be
Like him?
like him, or the way he was.
Mr. America.
Yes, and he, I think he was like 4 or 5 championships.
You know what? I don't even know. We'd have to look that up on the internet.
Yeah, we'll
on the
talk about it.
World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, George Yancey, he's a PhD, a professor of psychology at the University of North Texas, says that in a society that encourages men to be dominant and women to be submissive, having that image of a tall man hovering over a short woman reinforces this value.
That's interesting, though. That's interesting. The dominance and the submissive, how that comes out. Yeah.
And it really does. Whether you think I am a woman's libber, I am not submissive to a man, but, you know, for hundreds and thousands of years, man has been the most dominant.
I know very, very assertive women.
I do too.
Very powerful women and, you know, aggressive, if you will, even. And yet they still submit
Yes.
to men.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
It's nature.
I watch it all the time.
So anyway, you know, you don't need the big muscles. What you need is big confidence and big self-esteem.
It's all about the attitude. It's all about your confidence. It's all about who you are on the inside.
That's right. And
what you
every
bring out.
woman wants a guy who is confident and sure of himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I hear this over and over again. Now, you know, there are women that have much more testosterone than a lot of men I know.
I know some of them.
And
And I know some of them
it's
have
so unappealing.
they have more hair on their faces than some of the men I know. Yeah. That's why we have waxing in the salon.
That's right.
For their chins.
So guys, focus on your strength and your positive qualities, not your imperfections. You know,
But I don't think height is an imperfection.
No, it is not.
I don't think it is. I think, though, as long as you can walk tall, it doesn't matter how tall you are.
That's right. You walk tall, your chest is out, your head is high.
Your shoulders are back. Yeah.
And the way that you carry yourself really does have a positive effect on the way that she will see you.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Good morning, Dina. Welcome back.
Good morning, Dina.
Thank you. Always great to be here.
Dina, what does it mean to have an investment objective, and what are the steps involved?
And in order to create an investment objective, you need to figure out what your goals are. Okay. So you figure out what your goals are based on specific time frames as well as some specific goals in your mind, such as, give you an example. When I break down goals, I look at 1 to 5 years as being short term, 5 to 10 years as being medium term, and then 10 plus being long term. And then what I do is define it within each of those time frames, specific goals. Okay. And then so depending on the time frame or the goal that you have in mind, if it's 1 to 5 years, you want to buy a house, and that's very short term, obviously, you can't be, and your investment objective has to be conservation of principal, right?
Okay.
Versus a 10 plus, which would be maybe for retirement or college planning, depending on if you have young children. That would be longer term. Your investment objective would be more growth oriented, right? More stock oriented, right? Stocks, mutual funds with stocks in it, things like that. Where if you're kind of 5 years before retirement and that's your short-term goal, you would maybe look at some growth, but also some income type investment objective as well. Did that answer your question? Did that make sense?
It answered it beautifully.
Okay.
Especially since, as you were saying this, I was thinking you can do all of these things at once also.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what we do is we sit down with a piece of paper. Doesn't have to be fancy. And we just write 1 to 5 years. That's your short-term goal. And then we say, okay, what are your short-term goals? So you might say, I don't know, Elise, give me some ideas.
Buy a beach house.
Okay. So your beach house could be maybe in your 1 to 5 year or your 5 to 10 year or even your 10 plus year.
Okay.
Right? So then we write under, let's say it's 10 plus years. We put a beach house in 10 plus years.
Okay. But and also that one, I would also put, save for retirement.
Right. Well, then you would put retirement also. And so what we do is we would say, okay, getting back to the beach house, how much do you want to spend in today's dollars for that beach house? You might say, well, I want to spend, $350,000. Well, okay, let's see where's the beach house going to be for $350,000
in 10 years.
Right, exactly. So then we need to say, okay, let's take that number and we multiply that out for inflation. We figure out how much we're going to be in today's dollars, but in tomorrow's dollars.
Oh,
right.
And
then we factor in, okay, how much do we need for a down payment? How are we going to put aside money for that down payment? Where is it going to come from? And then see how it all ties into like a nice little pizza pie.
All right.
Or puzzle, however many
Pizza
different
pie
things
puzzle.
you have.
What about on short term? Let's say if you're saving for a new car.
Well, short term would be obviously putting the money directly into the bank. I mean, unfortunately, there's not a lot of interest in the bank today.
Right.
So back in the 80s and 90s, we were able to get, a lot better return than we are today. So it's unfortunate, but you also can't afford to take that risk for a short-term investment. At least I feel that I'm very conservative, for my clients. So I would say if you are in the 1 to 5 year range, you really shouldn't be in anything that is risking what we call the principal, the main amount that you're putting in there. So saving for a car, if it is truly 1 to 5 years, then you'd probably have to put it in the bank.
Speaking about cars, what I've always done is the very first car that I purchased was a used car, 3 to 5 years old, and I saved and I paid cash for that car, and I drove it, and then I sold it, and the cash that I got from that car went into the next used car that was 3 to 5 years old, and all I wound up having to do was just add a few dollars to it.
Well, that's a fabulous way to do it. I mean, if everybody did that, obviously it would make the most sense. Because if you're buying a new car, you can't work that way, because a new car, you walk out of the dealership and it depreciates automatically. So when you go to use that car after 5 years, it's not worth the same amount of money. You've lost, 10%, 20% of your money. Where if you're buying a used car, you're getting definitely a better value for your dollar, and you will be able to sell that and move it into a new car, plus additional savings. So it won't take you that long to save then.
You answered my question.
Great.
She always does.
I always try.
And give us your website.
It's dc-alexander.com.
Great.
Look her up today.
You'll be glad you did.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got static? Does your hair fly away? Prioritize and winterize. Spritz your hairbrush, comb through, and now you're ionized. Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212.
You'll be glad you did. You know how we're always talking about soft drinks and sodas and things like that?
And how bad they are for you?
Yep. Well, I just found a new article.
Tell me.
Well, drinking soda may raise your risk of liver cancer.
Are you really?
Liver cancer.
Well, you know the reason why, I bet you anything. Because the liver filters everything through it. So if you think about this for just 1 minute, if you take a soda and pour it on your car and it dissolves your paint,
well, only a particular brand of soda.
Well, I'm not going to talk about brands.
No, they'll come after
We don't
us.
want to talk about brands, but think about that particular soda and the paint that it takes away.
It takes it right off the car.
Okay, imagine what it does to your liver. Ooh.
Yeah. This was a European study with the Journal of Nutrition, and people, who drank 6 or more soft drinks a week were 83% more likely to develop liver cancer than the people who don't drink soda.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow, that's an incredible thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
And you pretty much hit the nail on the head, because,
Don't I always hit the nail on the head?
Yes, you do. That your liver quickly absorbs the sugars that you consume.
Well, it filters through. The liver cleanses your body,
Yes.
and everything goes through your liver and your bile duct and all that kind of stuff down there. So I imagine that if soda's filtering through, you're in trouble, because the liver will absorb it.
That's right. And the sugar, the liver converts the sugar into fat, and that is what builds up in the organ and causes inflammation
and causes a fatty liver. You want to hear something?
Yeah.
I know somebody. She's not an alcoholic, and she has a severe liver disease, and they've just given her 4 years to live, and she's young. She's 44 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She's just 4 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Always the humor. Always the humor.
Yeah. Well, now, diet soda is even worse, which we've been saying for the last 2 years on the air.
You have been saying this for even longer than that.
Yeah, I've been saying
especially,
it for years.
Especially when I used to have that diet soda that I used to love so much. And I used to, and you're like, you can't drink that. And I'm like, I can do anything I want. And you'd say, don't drink that. You're going to get fat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what you used to say to me.
That's right.
You're going to get fat. And I was like, no, it's diet. No.
It is the artificial sweeteners in there that the body recognizes as toxins.
And I imagine the liver probably really absorbs those too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an awful thing.
Yeah.
Probably even worse than the sugar.
Well, yes, because for every can of diet soda you drink, you raise your cancer risk by 6%.
Really?
According to this study.
Oh, wow.
So, what's the best bet?
Water. Water.
H2O.
Yes, but we say that all the time. Water, water, water. And add some flair to your water. Some lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange,
Vodka.
anything.
Scotch.
Okay, yeah, okay, whatever. But aside from that, cucumbers, mint, delicious.
No, scotch.
Okay.
Now, you could go for 0-calorie seltzer too.
I love seltzer.
Yeah, I do
You know
too.
that.
Yeah.
I'm always drinking seltzer. And that's also just drinking, it's like just sparkly water. And I love everything that sparkles.
Yes, you do. Oh, that's right. Diamonds.
No, just anything that sparkles. The sky, the ocean,
My eyes.
your eyes. I was going to say that, but you took the words right out of my mouth.
Hey, did you know that?
Of course I knew. I know everything.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry. What?
23% of the U.S. population who eat vegetables less than once a day.
Really?
23% do not only eat vegetables less than once a day.
That's terrible. Vegetables are so good for you.
Yeah, they are.
I know. I eat them all the time.
Yeah, they keep you regular.
And besides that, they have ways of eliminating toxins. Plus, everything that you gain from a vegetable is only good. All goodness.
Yeah, the fiber.
The antioxidants, delicious. And they're so tasty.
Yes, they are.
I mean, if you like that sort of thing.
Oh, I love that kind of thing.
I know you do. That's why I'm always bringing vegetables in.
Well, and another interesting, I don't know if this is a vegetable or a fruit,
What is it?
but we talk about it all the time.
Okay, what is it?
Okay. Medium chain triglycerides.
Okay. I don't think that's a vegetable or a fruit. What are you talking about?
MCTs. They're fatty acids that are rapidly metabolized and can help you lose weight. And this is according to a New Zealand
Isn't that
study.
in fish oil?
No, but you're
What is
close. It is in oil. Okay. People who replace their dietary fats with oils containing MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, cut their waist circumference by 1/2 inch after
Wow.
about 10 weeks.
That's amazing.
And what is one of the best medium chain triglycerides?
I do not know, but I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Yes,
What is it?
coconut oil.
Oh, gosh. Really?
The wonder.
The wonder oil, the wonder food, superfood of like ever. I mean, it's amazing.
That's right.
But we have that every day.
I have
I know what
extra
you do.
virgin.
You freak me out, though,
Okay, how do you know what I do?
because you told me.
I
You
did.
told me every single night
Well, I don't-
before you go to bed.
want
You
to.
take cracker with a little peanut butter and some coconut oil. Yep, and that's what you do.
And lately, it's not even been on a cracker. It has just been
Oh boy, just the spoonful. A
yep.
spoonful of sugar will help the medicine go down.
Don't need no sugar. I got
Okay.
peanut butter
And coconut oil.
and extra virgin coconut
Now,
oil.
let me just tell you something. If Mary Poppins only knew, right?
Well, an easy way to get that coconut oil in your diet is substitute the coconut oil for your usual cooking oil. A tablespoon a day is probably optimum for your.
That's very interesting that you say that. And we use a lot of coconut oil with a lot of different things. But I will say this. It does, I love the coconut flavor. And sometimes instead of sauteing, my fish in just regular olive oil, which I absolutely love, even though sometimes, it can be a little fattening, but I love some of my lighter, flakier fishes just sauteed with a little bit of olive oil. And you can substitute it for coconut oil, of course. The thing is that it makes the fish have this coconutty flavor. And although it's delicious, I'm not always in the mood to have my fish taste like coconut. So,
Well, if you remember last week, we talked about Thai food and how they use coconut in everything.
yes. And that's part of why it's so healthy. Aside from the delicious spices, yeah.
There's a Thai soup that I absolutely love and crave. It's called coconut curry soup.
Right.
It's shrimp. It's specifically shrimp coconut curry soup.
Well, how about the delicious noodles that I had the other day?
Oh, the Thai pad.
The pad Thai.
Thai pad Thai.
Yeah, same thing.
I guess I'm a little dyslexic.
And they had in this, it was chicken. I actually ordered shrimp, but they sent chicken. But that's okay. With lemongrass, oh my gosh. They were delicious. Weren't they so good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
but
the
they weren't
lemongrass.
spicy enough for you, so you were adding hot sauce to
I
them.
did add hot sauce to
Yeah,
it because,
but it was really good.
Well, you know what it was? The show we talked about how spicy these chilies are in Thai food, and that Thai is one of the spiciest foods, and there was no spice.
There was a little spice. It just wasn't
Very
enough for you.
little.
You like it very hot.
I love
and this
it
was
hot.
just mildly hot.
No, I like it real hot. So anyway, speaking about food and calories and good food and bad food,
He loves to talk about food.
I'm Italian.
He just loves to eat.
We talk about food.
And more food.
And more food.
And
Yeah.
more food. And if there's not more food, it's not enough. You just need to have more food and more food and more food. I understand.
So there's a 30% reduction in lunchtime calories if you eat oatmeal for breakfast.
That is true. Oatmeal stays with you.
Yes.
And now, this is even wonderful for you gluten-free guys out there. They have the most delicious gluten-free oatmeal,
Oh,
too.
yeah. Guys just love to be gluten-free. That's a chick
girls,
thing.
guys, anybody.
I laugh at the guys who go to the restaurant and say, "Oh, I'm gluten-free. You got any gluten-free stuff for me?"
I have to tell you something, though, and you know this firsthand. Especially being Italian, you love the bread, you love the pasta. And when there's gluten in it, sometimes your belly blows up, and I know you're very, very, very uncomfortable.
Hey, I'm Italian. We blow up things. We blow up things. We shoot things. We break things. Well, mostly legs and arms and fingers.
You
and
end
stuff
up in
like
jail.
That. So you get pinched. You do your time. You come out a hero. You come out a hero when you're done.
Okay.
That's how it was when I was a kid. Anyway, things have changed now.
Yeah, do you still have your knife with you?
I don't go anywhere without my knife.
You're so
I'm
funny.
Italian. We got knives. We're born with a knife.
Yeah, in your
Yes.
little hands.
Yeah, in my little hands, and sometimes I lose it, and I got to find it in somebody's back.
Right on the air. Right on the air, he's
That's
admitting
the way
it.
we talk. That's how we are over here. We ain't afraid of nothing.
All right, back
Anyway,
to the show.
So eat the oatmeal, and have about you'll eat about 30% less at lunchtime. Oh, and speaking of lunchtime.
Speaking of lunchtime, it's always lunchtime for you.
Well, listen, I'm looking at our desk over here.
Yeah.
And I got peanuts, we got yogurt, we got fruit, we got soft shell crabs, we got
Little corn-
muffins.
mini
Yes.
corn muffins,
What else
yeah.
we got in the bag over here?
Well, there's my latte, and
Oh, you just got to have the latte, the $5 latte.
oh, stop it! Oh, you're right.
So it's true, and we're working and we're keeping hydrated because we got the water, we got the coffees, we got the vodka. So we're very, very hydrated over here.
Yep.
So it's really true that you are more likely to pig out at your desk than at the kitchen table.
Oh, okay.
And this is a study.
Well, we're pigging out at our desk, but
Yes,
we're
we-
eating all good things.
It is all good things. It is all good things. And this is from a study in the Journal of Appetite. And
There's a Journal of Appetite.
the Journal of Appetite. Now, they found that the chances of snacking were 60% higher in the workplace than at home.
Wow.
And one factor could be all of the multitasking.
Very, very interesting. You know what's interesting, though? I barely eat at work. I don't eat enough at work.
Oh, your desk is filled with noshes.
It is, but I don't
In
eat it
fact,
because I'm
and
working.
Sometimes you don't even know that you're noshing while you're working. It just kind of happens.
But
you're
I
talking,
know.
Just grab.
You're doing that right now.
What?
But I'm gonna you just
Oh
did
my
it.
God!
Yeah,
I
you
was
see?
mindless. I didn't even know
But I
I
have
was
to just
eating anything,
here's
see?
why I actually don't really eat though at the salon, and that's because you've banned me from eating my lunch at my desk. That's the first thing.
No.
You like us to eat up in the back.
And look
but
how thin you are.
Oh,
and
yeah.
how you've maintained
I'm so
your
fabulous.
girlish figure.
Girlish
throughout
or girlish? Uh-huh.
Girlish figures. It's hard
Okay,
to talk
but
without
let me
being
just tell you
talked
another
over.
reason why.
It's part of the...
Let me just say another reason.
Yes, part of being a host on the radio is that you have to speak louder, faster.
But here's another reason I don't eat at my table. It's filled with dust and hair.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I want to eat there? I don't.
Okay. Can I talk now?
Of course.
Alrighty.
Feel free. You know, you talk a lot. You talk a lot.
It's my show.
Okay, take that back right now.
All right. It's our show.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's our show.
You know, Stu, I have to just say this. He tells everybody, hey, my show is on. Listen to my show. He does that all the time. He does. Don't you?
Only when you're listening.
Aw, no, that's sweet. That's really funny. Stop eating while you're working.
Oh, no. It's this thing. It's mindless. And, you know, snacking was 60% higher in the workplace than at home. I said that.
Mm-hmm.
And one factor would be all the multitasking.
Right.
So I'm on the show. I'm trying to keep track of
What you're saying.
of what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, talking to you arguing with me, drinking my coffee.
It's my coffee. Your coffee is over there. It's probably not as good as mine.
So what's happening?
Mine's a latte.
Yeah, the latte, $5.
Stop it.
See, I take my $5 and I save it.
So do I.
Yep.
And this latte was not $5.
DC Alexander, I have a big stack of
So do I.
$5 bills. $2,000 I have saved in the last couple of months.
Is it 2,000?
It
Because
is.
you told me the other day it was 1,500-ish.
It's 2,000 now. I actually
In 3
counted up.
days?
No,
You just
the
misspoke.
last time I counted
It was
1,500.
Okay.
I counted again just the other day. $2,000.
Oh,
And-
you have more than I do.
And Dina was in the other day. We were talking, and I said, Dina, what do I do with this $2,000? I mean,
And she said, spend it.
that's
Use
exactly.
it. I
She
know.
said, spend it.
Use it for a vacation. Use it for something substantial. That's what this money is for. Because it's not something that you would normally have because you're not paying attention usually. But now you're saving these $5 bills, which I'm doing too. I have just about 1,500, so you're ahead of me. But that's because you steal the fives from the register.
Well, they're my fives.
No, they're not. They're the salon's fives. We've had this conversation.
I put 20s in.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, and it doesn't really matter. I'm not saying anything
it
about
matters, especially if the IRS is listening. I put $20 bills in there when I take my fives.
that. Whatever, but you're actually taking the fives, and that's the thing. They're not actually. You're not coming across them the way I come across mine. You're taking them out of there. But you know what? That's
I'm
okay.
Italian. We take what we want.
Oh, you're
How
using
many
the Italian?
times do I got to tell you?
Okay.
We want something. We see it. We
All right.
take it.
All right, and it's fine if you
That's
want to
what
take.
keeps the economy going. The Italian and the Jew.
Okay.
Because the Italian going to steal it, the Jew going to sell it.
Okay, and people are gonna buy it.
People will buy.
So whatever you steal, I'll sell. Okay.
Okay, perfect. That's why we make a great combination.
Absolutely.
We do everything we do. Hair and nails. Hosting radio shows.
Yeah. Okay.
Stealing and selling.
Perfect.
But I've learned generosity. I give so much away.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes, you're very, very gracious. And you've become, since you know me, thank you, you've become quite the humble man.
Very humble. I don't tell anyone how terrific I am anymore.
Oh, well, that's to be discussed at another time. However, you've been fabulous.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
He's patting himself on the back right now.
And I hurt my arm doing it.
How humble is that?
Anyway, getting back to food.
Okay,
All
because it's an Italian Jew thing.
That's right. Stock up your desk drawer with healthy snacks like nuts and trail mix.
Which is what I have.
Yes. And licorice. And did you bring any of that licorice with you, by the way?
I can't believe
I
it.
love that Aussie
I
licorice
know.
anyway.
Yeah, that is really good
candy,
licorice.
cherry bites,
There are-
sour balls.
Yes, but there's a reason for that.
I know the reason.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay, then.
Alrighty. So we're going to stock up much more healthier things like raisins and
I have those
food
too.
bars.
I have those
Okay.
too.
And what we're going to do is we're going to divide them into smaller helpings so we don't empty the bags. And raw almonds.
We have raw
We
almonds.
do. I don't want
and
the roasted ones. I want the raw
I
ones.
have. Oh, you know I love them raw.
I do too.
And I know I have them. And I have them in small sizes. I can't help it if you eat all the small sizes together.
Well, it's good.
I know it's good and it's healthy and it's lovely, but I mean, you don't have to eat it all at once.
Okay. Well, we're in the beauty business and we just want to look better.
Always.
So eating right, keeping our hair and nails well groomed,
Mm-hmm.
and also shoes.
What about the shoes?
Okay. I know that you once stopped dating a guy because of his shoes.
That was a long time ago.
But anyway, people,
I've gotten over that.
I know you have, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
But people really make fairly accurate assumptions about you by checking out your shoes.
You like my shoes.
I love your shoes. In fact, we did a whole show on shoes a
I
few months
know.
ago.
I remember it.
Anyway, the University of Kansas research reveals to send the right signal, go for real leather and stitched shoes.
Nice.
Because the glued ones, the soles separate and they come undone.
And we can't come undone.
And always have a shine. And also, skin products. The Pricer grooming products generally contain a higher concentration of active ingredients. Use them. Bargain brands are more likely just to have scent and fillers.
And bad stuff. You don't want to put bad stuff on your face.
And getting back to Dina, we have known for years that frequent vacations can reduce your risk of heart attack by about 30%.
So use your $5 bills.
Yes. You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place. Go right to our website, AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Click away and listen today.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to talk about, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
And how you make people feel, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.